7 signs a man may be taking advantage of you. Have you ever felt like something isn't quite right? Even though he says all the right things, but his actions don't align? It feels like you're being dragged along in a relationship where you're not truly valued. Or more like a friend rather than the person he actually desires. If this feeling has left you worried, you're not alone. Today, you'll discover 7 clear signs that a man might be taking advantage of you. These aren't the obvious red flags that everyone can see, but subtle signals that you may overlook until it's too late. You've probably heard the phrase, actions speak louder than words. But sometimes those actions are easily hidden behind sweet words and gentle gestures. No matter how beautiful a relationship may seem, it can't thrive without mutual respect and genuine care from both sides. So how can you tell when he's not truly treating you the way you deserve? Imagine being able to instantly recognize when someone doesn't really care about you. And from there, protect your heart. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to identify and confront toxic behaviors in your relationship. So you won't have to wonder whether you're being too picky, or if you're the only one who can change him. Let's start this journey with confidence and courage, because you deserve nothing less than the best in love. Welcome to Shining Mirror-LVB, where we share deep lessons and experiences about love, life, and personal growth. Inconsistent actions. If you feel like something is off in the relationship, where he says all the right things but his actions don't align. One of the most obvious signs of this is inconsistency in his behavior towards you. This is a subtle but crucial signal that you should not ignore. One day, he can be extremely caring and affectionate towards you, but right after that, he becomes distant, not replying to your messages or failing to reach out altogether. This behavior is not due to him being busy or accidentally forgetting you. In fact, it's a tactic he may use to keep you emotionally unstable, constantly wondering and feeling uncertain about where you stand in his heart. When he shows excessive affection and care at one point, and immediately disappears at another, it leaves you feeling unsure of your place in his life. This makes you feel anxious, lacking, and not knowing what to do to keep him around. This inconsistency not only makes you feel hurt but also makes you question your worth in the relationship. You may start wondering if you've done something wrong, or if you're not attractive or important enough for him to make the effort to stay in touch. These doubts make you lose your way in the relationship, leaving you unclear about whether he truly cares for you or not. It's important that you never pretend you don't notice this inconsistency. A relationship requires sharing and commitment from both sides. And if he's only providing uncertainty and emotional instability, that's a clear sign that he's not truly serious about building a solid relationship with you. Take the time to ask yourself, do you really deserve someone who brings this kind of uncertainty and instability in your emotional life? Taking advantage of your presence when it's convenient. A man will only turn to you when he needs support, not because he truly cares about you. You may notice that in this relationship, he only comes around when there's a problem to solve, when he's feeling stressed, tired, or when he needs someone to listen to him and help him release his emotions. This can make you feel like a tool to solve his issues rather than a partner in life. We often think love is about sacrifice and mutual care, but if he only appears when he needs you to solve his problems, that's a clear sign of exploitation. You may become an emotional fixer for him, always ready to give advice, offer words of encouragement, or simply listen when he's going through tough times. However, what's concerning is that you don't receive the same level of attention when you need help or when you're feeling down. The ideal in a relationship is a give and take dynamic. But if you only get silence and indifference when you need support, then it's an unhealthy relationship. A real relationship should involve mutual interaction, where both people feel loved, cared for, and respected. If only one person is giving and not receiving, you'll start to feel like you're forced to maintain an unequal and unsustainable relationship. Pay attention to these signs and ask yourself, is this relationship truly healthy? Ignoring your emotions. One of the most dangerous signs you may encounter in a relationship is when he disregards your emotions. This becomes especially evident when you express feelings of hurt or dissatisfaction. But instead of receiving understanding and care, he may act indifferent or even blame you for your feelings. This creates an invisible wall, making you feel lonely and unappreciated. Ideally, A partner should listen and understand your emotions, rather than making you feel that you are being too sensitive or overreacting. When you share your pain or dissatisfaction, a man who truly cares will listen, empathize with you, and work together to resolve things. However, when he ignores your feelings and blames you for being too sensitive or making a big deal out of it, not only does it hurt you, but it also makes you feel isolated, disrespected, and undervalued in the relationship. It's important to recognize that your emotions are completely valid and deserve to be acknowledged and respected. No one, especially your partner, has the right to make you feel otherwise. A truly loving and caring person will never ignore your emotions but will always strive to understand and support you through difficult moments in the relationship. When he fails to pay attention to your feelings, it's a clear warning sign that he doesn't care for you in the way you might think. A healthy relationship should be built on mutual understanding and empathy. And if he cannot or will not do that, you deserve to be respected and loved by someone else who can. Promises without action. One of the most obvious signs of an insincere relationship is when he continuously makes promises about the future but fails to take any real action to turn those words into reality. He may promise a life together, marriage, or building a happy family. But when you look at his actions, nothing really changes. These promises are not just empty words, but tools he uses to keep you around without truly committing to the relationship. A relationship needs commitment and effort from both sides. If he only speaks but doesn't act, then you are merely in a relationship full of empty promises. You may feel drawn in by those promises, believing in a bright future. But if there are no concrete actions to back them up, then they are simply tactics to keep you around without really investing in the relationship. Promises about the future must be accompanied by real action. For example, if he says he wants to build a life together, he should start making plans for the future. Begin sharing long-term goals, and take concrete steps toward creating a shared future. But if it's all just words, with no real changes or progress in reality, that is a clear sign of emotional manipulation and a lack of genuine commitment. Not only does this lead to disappointment, but it also makes you question yourself. You begin to wonder if you deserve these empty promises. Are you placing too much trust in a relationship that's just built on words with no action? A relationship requires interaction, effort, and growth from both sides, not just beautiful words without any effort. If you notice that everything still revolves around empty promises with no real action, it's time to reconsider the relationship. You deserve a man who not only speaks but also acts to prove his commitment. Remember, words are just words, and true love must be built through consistent, responsible actions. Don't let yourself stay trapped in a relationship full of promises but with no real future. Using guilt to manipulate. One of the most dangerous signs you may encounter in a relationship is when a man uses your sense of guilt to manipulate you. He may exploit your care and love to make you ignore your own boundaries and personal needs. When you express your desires for what you need in the relationship, he will make you feel like you're asking for too much, as though you're being selfish or unsympathetic towards him. This is a form of emotional manipulation that can be very subtle and hard to recognize immediately. You may start feeling guilty for expressing your needs, and he will repeatedly emphasize that you're taking the relationship too far, that you're demanding too much. This feeling of guilt can make you begin to question yourself, wondering whether you truly deserve your own needs or not. As a result, you may gradually give up on your important needs just to maintain the relationship because you feel that accommodating his demands is more important. This not only makes you feel like you're losing your own value but also weakens you in the relationship. You should never feel guilty for requesting attention, respect, and care from your partner. A healthy relationship should involve mutual interaction, where both sides respect and meet each other's needs. If you notice that he always makes you feel guilty when asking for something reasonable in the relationship, that's a clear sign that he's manipulating your emotions. This is not a relationship where you need to sacrifice everything that's important to you. Always remember that you have the right to set boundaries and ask for what's best for you. And if he cannot respect that, then you don't deserve to be in such a relationship. An imbalanced relationship of giving and receiving. An ideal relationship is one where there's a fair exchange, where both sides give and receive love, care, and attention from each other. Each person should be able to receive the love and support they give to the other. However, if you feel like you are always the one giving and never receiving, it's a clear sign that you may be in an unhealthy relationship. You may find yourself caught in a situation where only one side is giving, and you're not getting the care or attention in return. An imbalanced relationship, where one person is always giving and not getting anything in return, can lead to exhaustion and a sense of emotional deprivation. You might be the one always listening, always there when he needs you, but when you need attention or support from him, you're met with silence or indifference. This is a sign that he's not truly invested in you in a complete and whole way. A man who truly loves you will not only take from you, but will also know how to give, both emotionally, in terms of time, and in showing care. When he genuinely cares, he will not hesitate to show affection and love for you, not just when he needs you but also when you need him the most. A healthy relationship should be built on communication, support, and care for each other, not one-sided sacrifice. If you notice that you are always the one giving and not receiving a fair response, it's time to reconsider this relationship. A lasting and healthy relationship can only thrive when both people actively give and receive in an equal way. You deserve to be loved, cared for, and respected by your partner, and you should not settle for a relationship where you bear the entire burden alone. The ghosting behavior, disappearing and reappearing. One of the most hurtful and damaging behaviors a man can exhibit is ghosting, suddenly disappearing, not responding to messages, or failing to reach out for an extended period of time, only to return later as if nothing happened. This is a subtle yet powerful tactic that some men use to disrupt your emotional stability, leaving you in a constant state of uncertainty and confusion about the relationship. When he ghosts you, he doesn't just stop communicating, he leaves a gaping hole in your heart and mind. The days without messages, without calls, make you feel erased from his life. With no clear explanation, you start questioning yourself, wondering if you did something wrong, if you're being too sensitive, or if he still cares at all. These thoughts can drain you emotionally and make you anxious, as you struggle to make sense of his behavior. And when he reappears, as though nothing ever happened, with no apology or explanation, it often leaves you feeling confused and vulnerable. You might easily forgive him because you want stability, but this return creates more anxiety and uncertainty. You might wonder if he truly cares about you, or if he's only coming back because he's lonely or needs you to solve his problems. This creates a toxic cycle of instability, where you are constantly in a state of waiting and never truly at ease in the relationship. Ghosting not only hurts you emotionally but also makes you feel used. When he suddenly pulls away, you feel like you have no value to him, but when he comes back, you're met with silence, a lack of respect, because he never addresses or considers your feelings during the time he disappeared. A relationship should never be a game of uncertainty and anxiety. If you're constantly waiting, wondering why he disappeared and whether or not he'll return, it's a clear sign that the relationship is unhealthy. Someone who truly loves you will never make you experience such emotional turmoil. They will ensure the relationship remains steady and secure. They will not make you feel abandoned, used, or like a temporary option. Remember, a relationship is about sharing, commitment, and mutual respect. If you find yourself in a relationship where he constantly makes you feel uncertain and unstable, you need to protect yourself and start seeking a relationship where you can feel safe and truly loved in the right way. So how can you recognize and stop being taken advantage of in relationships? The answer lies in learning to love yourself and never accepting what isn't worthy of you. It's crucial to understand that you deserve a relationship built on respect, commitment, and mutual sharing. You should never accept a relationship filled with empty promises, emotional manipulation, or exploitation from the other person. When you know how to love and respect yourself, you will never allow yourself to be taken advantage of. You will understand that a healthy relationship should be based on equality and a sense of security, not on excessive sacrifice from your side without reciprocity. Always remember that you are the only one who can decide what you deserve and what will happen in your life. So, protect your heart and mental health. Don't let anyone make you feel unworthy of true love and respect. Believe in yourself and always remember that you deserve a relationship filled with love, commitment, and care. Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss exciting videos about valuable life and love lessons. Join Shining Mirror-LVB on the journey to reclaim your confidence and strength to build genuine and lasting relationships.